The latest in pop culture and nerd news, an unhealthy obsession with pizza, and more Trek than 12 listeners can handle. Seriously, guys, we could use a few new subscribers, so, tell a friend, please. Keeping up with the Cardassians.
Pizza sounds good.
That's the first sound you get out of me. Ugh.
How do you feel about breakfast pizza? Like pizza for breakfast?
Let's do it.
Okay. Because I love breakfast. I love pizza for breakfast.
I think it depends. I think it depends. Like, are you talking about like cold pizza left over?
Oh, I think it's gonna be cold.
Would you warm up? Oh, this is Joe.
Oh, this is Rob.
This is Nick. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians. Your source.
I'm jumping right into
Your source
freestyling
for all pizza news.
If you're new, thanks.
Welcome to our podcast where we talk pop culture and pizza. We're also finishing our reviews of Star Trek The Next Generation. We're only halfway through. We're in season 4. We got 2 episodes to review today. Remember Me and Legacy. We're going to review those in the second half. First half, Joe's going to talk
pizza.
Joe's going to talk pizza. So, going with what you said, I cannot do cold pizza in the morning.
Really?
Oh my God!
I know.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a monster. My wife loves it.
Cold pizza is one of the check marks on how I determine whether a pizza is good. Is it good cold the next day? If it's not good cold the next day, it kind of bumps it down a couple levels.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Have you had Little Caesars cold the next day?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Have you had
It's
Little Caesars 15 minutes after it's like right when it's out of the oven? It's solid.
Yeah, but Little Caesars tells you exactly when you should eat it, when it is
hot and ready.
Correct.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
There's no secret in their marketing.
They're not lying.
My thing with cold pizza is I don't like harder crust. I like the crust to be softer, so I need to heat it up for the soft crust.
Is your specialty.
It is. And if it's hard, I don't want to put it in my mouth.
That's fair.
Yeah. I want it soft, and I want it moist, and
you want it dripping
and warm. Warm.
I do. I want it warm, and sometimes I want to get the sauce running down my lips, and that only happens when it's warm.
This is pizza. This is legit pizza talk.
This is legit, actually, because that's true. Because like when the sauce is cold, it coagulates. It doesn't. It just stays.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And it feels more dry. So I have to heat up the pizza. That's just me, huh?
You got to make it hot.
But there are certain pizzas that aren't good cold, but they are good reheated or warm.
Oh, yeah.
And I just won't have those for breakfast.
Yeah.
They're just not a breakfast pizza option. Because I cannot heat up my breakfast pizza.
That'd be interesting.
It has to be.
I don't think I ever have. I don't know if I cannot.
I just if I choose pizza for breakfast, I don't want to warm it up.
It feels dirty.
It's about convenience. Yeah.
Generally it's a personal choice. I'm not happy with it. Well, I am happy with it. I'm not proud of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Hail Mary. You're like, I don't feel like doing anything else.
I don't feel like making anything else.
Pizza.
Yeah.
It's a one step pizza mouth instead of like cereal.
There's a process. You have to do like 3 things.
I've been surviving off of protein shakes in the morning. It's just not
How's
the same
that going?
as pizza. So it's going okay. Just one of my meal a day, or basically 2 of my meals a day are like protein shakes, and then one is like food. And every once in a while I'll cheat and have something, but
we'll mix up a protein drink for you.
Hey.
Milk and Premier Protein.
Oh, okay.
That's what I use.
You can't buy our stuff in the store.
Have you been to the doctor since you've started this?
No, not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Are you nervous to go back?
No, because I have lost some weight. Actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I've lost like 5 to 10 pounds. It depends on the day. Some days it's.
Are you looking for? Are you looking for a pat on the back when you go to the doctor, or is he say?
I'm just looking for them not to say anything this time, as opposed to shaming me. That's really what I'm looking for.
When you go in the doctor's office, they're like, shame.
Yeah,
shame.
Put that bell down. I don't need you ringing that bell of shame. No, that's all I'm looking for, and I'm looking to be able to go to the cruise and not be super embarrassed by my body. But that's not going to happen, and I'm going to be embarrassed by it. Whatever.
Listen, booking a cruise is like the show Scared Straight.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got to get ready, man. You got to get ready.
Yeah, because there's going to be 1,000 people that see you every day.
But here's the thing. I'm not the one to walk around the cruise shirtless anyways, because I don't know if you've noticed how white I am, but I burn bad. So I always have clothes on because
our room is going to be loaded with sunscreen for Nick.
We're just be lathering each other up in sunscreen. Hey, Joe, can you get my back?
Yeah. I am a sunscreen
lower.
Man. I do love my sunscreen. I'm not going to lie to you. I do love my sunscreen.
The challenge is to remember it.
Oh, that won't be an issue with me.
Well, that'd be 100% the issue with me.
Well, you guys are more tanners, though. Both of you are. I do not ever.
Yeah, but once the drink package kicks in, it's all bets are off for remembering anything.
That's true. That's very.
So you better lather up real nice day one.
The reason that cruise boxes started is because I know I'm going to forget something, so I start throwing in the box so I don't forget said things.
Yeah, yeah.
Sunscreen's not in that box yet. I might be screwed.
I have to mark it off. I'll pack some sunscreen.
I'll definitely have sunscreen. Don't even worry
about
it.
That darkening stuff.
Don't even
bronzing
worry.
Stuff.
I'm gonna be loaded with sunscreen. You're gonna be okay.
Okay.
You don't need to even worry about it. Probably with me.
Do we send pictures on Instagram of us lathering each other up?
Oh,
of course.
Absolutely. You don't have a choice about that.
You've lost 5,000 followers.
It's only 2 months away. Not even. That's
51
crazy.
days.
51 days. I'm looking forward to it. I need a little bit of time away.
Absolutely.
I need a vacation.
I'm looking forward to boy time.
Yay.
I am.
Boy time.
The sequel song to Toy Time with Joe. Boy Time with Joe.
Let's not.
That would be nice. I like that.
Joe.
I like this.
Ain't nothing but a felony.
I was thinking legal. I was thinking legal.
I was taking that a different way. No. Ain't nothing. Never mind.
Gonna have to hire an attorney.
No, thank
Boy
you.
time.
I'm gonna pull out of this project.
You're out of boy time.
Yep.
It's not what you thought it would be.
Pulling out.
I'm in boy time.
Of course you are.
That's submissible in court, so I'm not gonna say that.
Oh gosh. Oh man. What do we even have to talk about today?
How early it is?
Oh yeah, my gosh. And the worst part of it is 3:00 in the morning. Work issue popped up. So I've been literally awake on and off since 3:00 this morning. After going to bed like an idiot at like 1:20.
Well, why?
I went to bed about that.
Yeah.
And I had a hard time falling asleep. I'm like, well, I'm not going to get any
Were
sleep.
you worried everyone was going to disappear and get sucked off the Enterprise?
I did. I was hearing noise downstairs, and I'm like, maybe people are disappearing.
Maybe they are.
Huh?
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, were you crossing your fingers?
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Fingers crossed. I was in bed. I fell asleep by like midnight, I think, last night. But I did not sleep well last night. I was up like every half hour for some reason. I haven't been able to sleep like the past couple months very well.
Well, maybe when you hit that ocean air, you'll be able to sleep.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. We're all gonna be sleeping. Take this opportunity to catch up on our sleep.
I know, that's the thing. The cruise is gonna go. We're just gonna stay in the room with the lights off the whole time.
I have a question for the listener. 734-494-0980. 3 men in a 100 square foot room, right?
150.
What's the best room deodorizer? Because we're not gonna stink, but it's 3 men in a small room. That's out there.
With the amount of alcohol and food we're gonna eat, I'm not worried about the smell radiating from our body. I'm worried about the smells coming out of our body, like out of our hind.
There are bathrooms in the main common areas. Just FYI,
it's not the bathrooms I'm worried about. It's the gas, man.
I think Rob and I share that same concern. The gas coming out of your body. I think that is one of our top concerns.
You should be okay.
The war has been waged. The battle's been fought before.
You've already been. You can handle it. You've already dealt with it once.
It's a smaller room than my pickup truck.
I know. It's a scary thought. No, I think I'll be good. Sheets was a once in a lifetime experience, and unfortunately you were part of that experience.
Now announced on Caribbean cruises, Sheets.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Nick, no, stay away. Oh, I'll stay away from Sheets. I will. If there is one. Oh gosh.
Is there any real things to talk about?
Not really.
One thing for sure. 2 things. Jason Momoa is officially Lobo.
Is he officially? I didn't know if they.
Yep, they announced it. Gunn did too.
Okay.
So he's gonna be in the new Supergirl movie.
Okay.
So he's an alien hunter and Supergirl.
Okay.
He might be like the antagonist.
Yeah.
He's perfectly made for Lobo, though.
I know, but
Perfect for Lobo.
I have a problem. It's a similar issue that I have. I mean, for different reasons, I think, of them recycling actors.
I get it.
Like the Robert Downey Jr. cast in as Dr. Doom.
Yes. That's
Like,
at least that's the same universe. So that's
It
a
is
little
the
more
same
confusing.
universe. I get why Marvel did it. Marvel's doing it for monetary reasons.
And yeah, he's a draw. Robert Downey's a draw.
And I think things have kind of like ratcheted down monetary. Like they're not getting the same ROI on these films.
Yeah.
The Jason Momoa thing, DC they've never really made money. So I don't understand why they're recycling characters. Although I think the Aquaman films made
Aquaman crazy money.
Not the second one.
Oh,
not the
first one made a bill.
Yeah.
Second one bombed, I thought.
It did really well overseas, I think.
I mean, yeah. I mean, 2 box office. What do you think it made in the box office?
2?
Domestic.
115.
124. International 309.
So it probably broke even and made a little bit of money.
It made $40 million in its first weekend. So Aquaman is done, man.
Oh yeah,
but again, it was part of a dead universe too, and people are like, "Why do I want to see this movie?" And it's one thing if it's a standalone film, but these movies were designed to be a part of a universe. So when you have a movie designed to be part of a universe and you know the universe is dead, what's the point? You know, it's like, why am I going to say for the post-credit scene in Aquaman 2, there's not going to be any movie.
Or the second Flash.
Or the second, yeah, exactly.
Or Shazam. I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, where the
Shazam.
The Superman and Black Adam. Oh,
that was before the universe was announced. Like, there was still in James Gunn took over.
James Gunn had been high.
It's been a while since anyone's made the world this nervous. Black Adam. We should talk.
Right when the movie was coming out, and it was kind of the transition period.
And The Rock forced them to do that cameo with Henry Cavill. He basically said, "You have to do this, or I'm not working with you again." And they
I don't know if that
was
really?
it came out that's kind of what it was.
Oh,
and they're like, "Okay, we'll get Henry Cavill for this 5-second clip," and there you go.
He looked good though.
Yeah, but I don't think The Rock has the pull that he does.
I don't think he does. Not anymore. I think he did for minutes.
I think there was a hot second because he was literally in everything.
Yeah. I think maybe, Black Adam bombing was...
Maybe he likes moist pizza too.
Oh, that could be the issue.
Yeah.
Who is a box office draw today? Like if you had to think of an actor or an actress where you're going to go to the movie if they're in it.
Ana de Armas.
Yes.
Okay.
No matter what.
All right, let me rephrase this.
Sydney Sweeney.
That's a good point, Joe.
Stop. What would be a box office draw for a majority of people?
Have you seen Ana de Armas?
Have you seen Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah. Have you seen Sydney Sweeney's movies box office?
Anyone but you, thank you. And what was the other one that came out?
Exactly.
Exactly.
People went to go see it though. Madam Web.
Exactly.
Madam
The
Web.
only reason people went to go see that movie. The only reason.
Maybe.
The first name that came, maybe it's recency bias because he was in the last movie that I saw in the theater, but I think Timothée Chalamet is a name that people really cling on to.
Getting to be, yeah.
Cling on. He's an anti-draw to me.
Well, yeah, he is an anti-draw to you, yeah.
If they cast him as Bruce Wayne, I'm burning stuff down.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the problem, I think, part of it with movies now is everything's a superhero movie. So it's hard to come up with actors and actresses that are like, you're going to go see anything they're in.
Yeah, because I just looked up just for kicks, like actors, the top 10 actors with box office draw. And
they're all like old schooler.
No, Samuel L. Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., Zoe Saldana, Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Tom Cruise, Vin Diesel, Chris Hemsworth, Bradley Cooper, and they're all because of all Avengers except for Tom Cruise and Vin Diesel, which technically he's
Bradley Cooper.
Rocket. Yeah, Bradley Cooper's Rocket's voice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
I know it's a stretch.
it's a stretch.
But they're counting that as like movies that have made money for them.
Word.
Okay. The Ryans. I'll go see pretty much any movie that either the Ryans are in.
Meg Ryan?
No, Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling. Like I think they're big draws.
I think Ryan Reynolds is
a huge draw.
Tell that
Sprint
to
Mobile.
Tell that to Fall Guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it's a quality movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio is still a big draw.
I think he would be a big draw.
Especially for ages under 27.
And I think he also chooses movie. He's very
he chooses wisely.
Yes. He either works with
Scorsese
or what's his name? Or Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, and he's picky about doing that. Once he's outside the Scorsese realm,
yeah,
he's very picky about who he works with.
I think box office draws are people who are very picky in the movies they pick. So you mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio. How many sequels does Leonardo DiCaprio do? How many
he's doing Titanic too.
Superhero movies are like everything he does is original, right?
Which
For
is
the most
good.
part. Yeah. And that's what makes the draw. Even like Killers of the Flower Moon.
Just like his women.
Exactly.
Killers of the Flower Moon wasn't a big box office draw, but it was big streaming on Apple TV.
Yeah.
So he's a draw just because he makes unique properties, I think.
I feel like the box office draws or movie draws are all like classic actors still.
Yeah.
Like Tom Hanks. Tom
Yes.
Hanks is a draw, or
That's
George Clooney. Like these are names that you're like, oh, okay.
I'll go see that because Tom Hanks is in it. That is a very good point.
And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like an older demographic still goes to the movies, like still goes to see movies.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you think
early?
Do you think that actors and actresses are not so much a box office draw now, but the person who directs the film is? Like a Steven Spielberg movie, people are just going to come out.
Well, you can make that case for Nolan. That's for darn sure.
Christopher Nolan, he's making the Odyssey now for his next movie, which will be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be 6 hours long.
It is going to be so long.
It's going to have a lot of blah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
My question is,
I don't
Hans
know.
Zimmer scoring it. Then I'm in.
I'm pretty sure he probably will. So I found a list. It's off of mentalfloss.com. I don't know how good it is. 20 movie stars with the biggest box office appeal. Number 1, Tom Cruise. 2, The Rock. 3, Tom Hanks. 4, Brad Pitt. 5, Denzel. 6, Julia Roberts. 7, Will Smith. 8, Leonardo DiCaprio. 9, Johnny Depp. 10, Kevin
I
Hart.
think it might be an old list.
No, it's not. This is from...
That's what I'm saying. It's more of these like.
This is from last year.
I would say Denzel in the past, but like look at Gladiator 2.
Yeah, he's not a draw like he was.
And Julia Roberts. I mean,
Keanu Reeves is on this
the
list.
90s are calling.
Sandy Bullock, Ryan Reynolds, Adam.
Although Keanu Reeves is one. I will consider watching anything Keanu's in.
Okay.
I will consider it.
It's another selective guy too.
Harrison Ford. I don't know if he's a box office draw though.
He used to be, but I don't.
I think it's more of a. The reason he's on that list is because he does Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And they do numbers. They just do numbers because of their Star Wars and Indiana Jones.
He's writing off Air Force One.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
That's a great movie. That's a nearly perfect film.
It's
actually.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Great score.
Yeah.
The Fugitive. Love The Fugitive.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Okay, the last movie, he did The Call of the Wild in 2020 where they had the CGI dog in there. That bombed.
Yeah. Can't even get a real dog. Although it was COVID.
They did Blade Runner 2049.
I don't know that did great.
He was in The Age of Adeline with Blake Lively. That wasn't really.
I just looked at the Terrorists in Blade Runner 2049. Guess what I'll be watching?
Okay.
Anchorman 2, Ender's Game, Paranoia. Cowboys and Aliens.
But these are probably at least
These are
Anchorman
late
2. It's probably a cameo.
Yeah, but some of the other ones I was mentioning, like Morning Glory, is not. Extraordinary Measures was not. Ender's Game
but now what
paranoia.
What year are we in?
This is 2013, 2011, 2010.
I think
The last hit he had that wasn't Indiana Jones or Star Wars.
The last hit?
I have actors that will.
It's got to be in the 90s.
Air Force One.
98?
97.
97?
And then after that, they're kind of crap. Like he did like What Lies Beneath, which did well, K-19, which did well, but they weren't hits.
Yeah.
Hollywood Homicide, like
No.
he has not been the same since Air Force One. In fact, his run of like Jack Ryan was in there too, because you got Clear and Present Danger, Patriot
Really?
Games.
Yeah.
You had The Fugitive mixed in there as well. So
I love John Clancy.
I didn't realize Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade was 89. That's pretty late. Like I thought it was earlier than that.
I know it's just shy of the 90s.
Anyways, so if Harrison Ford isn't the draw, you really would think he would be.
I have actors, if I see them in a movie, I'll raise an eyebrow and I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anybody I'd go see anything in, but if I see Tom Hanks in a movie, I'll go, okay, let me watch this trailer. Let me read a little bit, or a Cruise, or
Tom Hanks will always get me the
Henry Cavill because I love the guy.
What is Julia? You mentioned her. Like, what has Julia Roberts really done?
I think she
lately?
recently did like an Apple movie or something like that.
Didn't she do that one where she? Oh no, that's Nicole Kidman.
That's not actually an anti-movie person for me too.
Yeah, I'm out on the
Julia
Other
Roberts.
than Batman Forever, she was great in that.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts. Here we go. Nothing. I'm looking back.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she did Wonder in 2017. Which,
Wonder was good.
she did. Oh my gosh, I'm really far back already. I'm
I liked Wonder though.
She's been in stuff though. I've seen her like name attached on these
Yeah.
websites.
yeah, but like I'm back.
Not
to
that website, Joe.
I'm back to 2007, and like Charlie Wilson's War was not a big movie. Closer, maybe Ocean's 12. And then you had Mona Lisa's Smile, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. No, that wasn't it. Gosh, I don't think she's the draw you think she is, Julia Roberts.
She is a name though.
She's a name, but she's not a draw. Because
I don't think she's been a draw since Pretty Woman or Conspiracy Theory.
she did a movie with George
Aaron
Clooney called
Brockovich?
Ticket to Paradise.
I forgot about that one. Good call.
Aaron Brockovich was
Late 90s. 98.
Oh, yeah.
2000.
Okay.
And that was right after Runaway Bride and Notting Hill, which were two big hits for her. And then she had done My Best Friend's Wedding and Conspiracy Theory. So the late 90s was her era. And then that was it. She had The Pelican Brief in there. Pretty Woman, Flatliners was the 90s. Like, so
Yeah.
I think especially when you're dealing with female actresses, you have a short time frame for a box office hit because you need to look a certain way. You need to be.
Oh yeah,
certain age.
it's like what Nana was talking about when we talked
Yeah.
to her.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you have to look a certain way. You have to.
You have
But there-
10
it's-
to 15 years tops.
And I think for that 10 to 15 year window for
She
her,
nailed it.
every at bat was at least a triple.
yeah,
Like
she nailed it.
she was hitting on like every single role.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So
And those are movies that do well long term. So you're gonna get residuals. You're gonna make money long term on movies like that.
I'm curious about actors who are popular with no box office draw.
I think Meryl Streep's underrated.
I think she has a box office draw
Okay.
though.
I think like she still kind of hits. She's still got a good batting average.
Oh, there's a
I mean, you could say Nicolas Cage, Sean Penn would be an example of that,
He's an anti-draw to me.
but he doesn't.
Yeah.
His movies don't make money.
because he's in them.
Yeah. If they cast somebody else in him,
Idris Elba is a good example of that. He doesn't really draw.
he should.
Yeah, he should.
He should, but he doesn't.
Absolutely should.
Him being cast or being like rumored or seeing his name in like a headline or something always catches my interest.
Absolutely. He's
It
one of the
kept-
ones you kind of
yes.
go,
Oh, what
all right.
what's going on over here?
It would catch my interest.
Like
Absolutely.
I really wish they would have cast him as James Bond. I thought he would have been.
Well, they still haven't casted James Bond.
I know,
They
but
gotta-
I don't think they're
It's
going.
not
He's
going to
too
be him.
old,
They're going to
man.
go young. They're going to go young with the next one, as they should.
The,
Honestly,
the rumor for the casting for the James Bond, he has really big ears, like sonar detecting ears.
Really? Is that a hint or is it Just
that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, is this the name of the actor?
I don't know his name.
Actor with big ears, James Bond.
James Bond. Yeah.
While you guys are going on the internet, I want to wish you both a happy New Year.
Oh,
It's episode 200. Holy shit! Of course. Hold on. This is perfect. This is perfect for our show.
Very well.
This is perfect for our show.
Episode 200.
We mentioned this last episode.
We're idiots.
So we were going to make a big deal about it. And then we're recording at 8 a.m. and we're like, oh, God.
Yeah. Well, God, let's just get this over with. We have nothing to talk about.
We got to get out.
How are we this big of idiots?
Oh, my God.
You must not listen to the show, do you?
I do, sadly.
Oh, then I'm surprised that you aren't aware of how big of idiots we are. Well, Happy New Year, gentlemen. Happy episode 200.
And for those of you who have been with us for a while, thank you for the journey. If you've been with us for a while, tell us how long. 734-494-0980.
Yeah.
But, we've hit the adventure there, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any... I wonder if there are any OG listeners that were listening when it was the Nick and Rob hour.
Yeah, if you're a Nick and Rob hour person, text in.
Because wasn't that what it was called before? Like, you were just...
It was
no name.
We had no name. We just called it the Nick and Rob hour initially.
Because I listened. So, like, wasn't it like a working title, like, within the show? You're like, what should we... Because for the first few episodes, you guys like, what should we call this?
I was really trying for Two Preachers, One Show.
Yes. Which
I got shot down.
I was opposed to that for reasons
big surprise.
I shall not name.
The internet? Is that
the internet? Yes.
Someone doesn't have an open mind.
That's true. I don't. I don't have an open mind. Sorry. I let you down. Yeah. I do wonder if there's OG listeners or if you came in on Joe's first episode.
I'm an OG listener.
But you don't count because you're on the show.
Oh, well, that's...
And you came in at like episode 8-ish.
Something like that.
I think it was 8.
Because we were doing like some episodes, we were doing like 4 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
We were like plowing.
You were just record.
Well, we did a lot of the pop culture at the beginning. So it was heavy. And then once I think we did pop culture once or twice. We're like, we should probably rope this in. And you have to be more current.
I thought you did like a half episode. Like,
because the Cisco rumor or the DS9 rumor. Yeah.
It was just like there was no review. It was just Star Trek news.
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm a historian of this podcast.
All right, nice.
Ooh, we should pay you for that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
This is payment enough.
We don't have the money for that, anyways.
It's not in our budget.
Well, welcome to episode 200.
Yeah. 30 minutes in.
I can think of no better episodes to review than Remember Me, because we couldn't remember what episode we were.
Yeah, Remember Us.
Yeah,
and
Legacy. We're gonna name this episode Remember Us.
We
Legacy.
should remember us.
Oh, Legacy. There we go.
Legacy,
because this is our legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy.
We tease something the week before and then completely forget about it when it happens.
That's 100% right.
And considering that it's episode 200, we should go to some viewer feedback.
Yes.
What do you think?
Sure, let's do it.
Open hailing frequencies.
Frequencies open. All right, who do we got? We got a couple listeners who have sent in some messages. Ooh, we have a voicemail today. Let's listen to our first voicemail, shall we?
Hey guys, it's Cole.
Cole!
What up?
I've called. Life kind of got a little complicated there for a while, but I'm finally caught up on your show, and to throw in my 2 cents for the Pattinson possibly joining the new DCU. I think if they did it kind of similarly how Batman was a part-time Justice League member in the Justice League animated series, they might be able to do it if pulled off correctly, sort of keeping his solo movies just solo movies with maybe just a brief comment on him and the League in passing. But I also wanted to respond to a comment from a few episodes ago about my upcoming album.
Yep.
And I'm happy to say it's releasing January 31st.
Woo-woo.
It's called Looking Back Now. And if you guys are curious, I gave a bit more info on my Instagram page, which I tagged your Instagram in. I made sure to throw in some references in the album to some pop culture, including Star Trek. Anyways, thank you, and keep podcasting.
Thanks, Cole. So, as he said, January 31st, new album released from Cole, Looking Back Now.
I think the biggest question to come out of his voicemail,
yeah,
Do we make the album? Did we make the album? Is that the reference?
We made the album.
No.
We're in it. Dang it.
All right.
Dang
back
it.
into the studio. Cole needs to go back into the lab and work in our show into somehow.
Cole, you've heard us sing. Why aren't we doing backgrounds?
I think you answered your own question, my friend.
I know, right?
Can I be delusional for a minute?
Come on.
We harmonized that once.
We did a good job.
We did the one harmony like randomly.
Yeah.
And then it went straight to our heads.
It did really showed our efforts.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Cole.
Well, it's good to hear from you, Cole. Samira sent us some text messages here, and she says, sirs, I definitely listened to your Mount Rushmores. At the time, I didn't appreciate them as much. I distinctly remember seeing one pop up while on a family road trip and yelling to my husband, "Oh my gosh, who fadoodlin' cares?" I re-listened to a few as I've gotten to know you all better and have a greater appreciation for them. So she said she fully admits that at first she hated the Mount Rushmores and then says she came around to them.
So listen.
Why did you hate the Mount Rushmores? That's not the pizza. I mean, come on.
She says
if she's a super fan and hates the Mount Rushmores, the average fan is we're probably losing fans.
And she says, as far as people calling the Superman trailer cringe, I don't know. I feel like they can cringe on D's nuts, but that's how I roll, unhinged. But for real, how can you not get excited between the little boy being saved and the dog and Hawkgirl? We haven't even seen this outside of Justice League cartoons. So until I see something truly awful or problematic, I'm getting my hopes up.
The retcon of Hawkgirl to Hawk-Girl, it's a bold choice, James Gunn.
Gonna need to happen.
And then she summed up her holiday week. Having young single friends ain't all it's cracked up to be. That's what she said.
No.
Yeah, it's not. They party too hard.
To backtrack on Cole's thing, do you think that would work, that approach to
Batman?
To Batman?
No. Not in this universe, Cole. I'm sorry. I disagree.
I think it would work better if, in that instance, that...
Is that the only way it could work?
I think it might, because you don't even have to mention the Justice League in the Batman movies and it still apply.
Yeah.
I'm sure you go a day or two without mentioning that you're on a podcast. I don't, because I'm just a whore.
I listen to the I listen to our show, so I never mention that I'm on it.
I picture a Batman in the Justice League versus a Batman in this universe being totally different. Like in terms of personality. I don't think Robert Pattinson's personality as the Batman fits a Justice League.
I think it should fit and beat James Gunn's people up. Just being confrontational.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I'm tired.
Are you suggesting a reboot of Batman versus Superman?
Yes.
Oh gosh, don't you?
Batman versus the Justice League.
Ooh, I'd pay for that though. He would lose right away. It's if he matches them 1-on-1, he wins. But if they're all at the same time, you fight in Wonder Woman, The Flash, Superman, you're not winning. You're not winning. I know you hate that. I know.
No, not at all. I always think it was a little bit crazy, but he planned. Well, have you watched the Justice League cartoon where he takes them all down?
Yeah, I have.
Just saying.
Mm-hmm. I have. Thank you for the viewer feedback, guys. We really appreciate it. I don't know if we had any more. I didn't look on YouTube. I'll quickly look on YouTube for kicks here.
That's show prep that we don't do.
Yeah, and 200 episodes in, and we're like, what?
I mean,
listen, maybe in the next 200.
I mean, yeah, that's probably true.
How many more do we have in us?
I don't know.
Can we get to 300?
There are some days where I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting Star Trek fatigue a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wow, you guys heard it first.
I'm gonna
well, guess what's happening? After Next Generation, who gets to pick the show?
You do. Oh gosh, please don't let it be like a Ben Folds or not Ben Folds.
It's Reba, I'm throwing something.
No.
When I say Ben Folds,
I don't know why you said Ben Folds.
I think I've hinted at where this could go.
Oh, we're not doing Seinfeld.
No.
Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, there's been no hint about that.
No. I think it would.
We're not doing Reba.
No, I think it would, especially given your background. I think it would generate
interest.
I think it would generate discussion. I think it'd be even more niche than what we're doing now.
Sign me up for that.
I don't know.
I like niche.
Are you ready for a Little House on the Prairie rewatch?
That'd be incredible. That would be incredible.
Hey, what's your demographic of listeners? 80 to 90 and dead.
Oh my God. Could you imagine like telling people you're like, oh, you have a podcast?
God.
What do you talk about? Little House on the Prairie. They're like, for real, what are you talking about? Little House on the Prairie.
And we do it seriously.
Yeah, we take it very seriously.
And are we branded as Podcast on the Prairie?
Yes.
Little House with the podcast. I don't know. We could figure it out. There's time.
The Ingalls Show.
Yeah, Little Pot on the Prairie.
Ooh, I like it.
What did you say? Podcast on the Prairie?
Yeah, a Pod on the Prairie rolls off the tongue easier.
Yeah, I like that.
It's just an idea.
Just an idea. Remember Me, Star Trek. You ready for some Star Trek?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Remember Me. Beverly Crusher's good friend, Dr. Dalen, comes to visit. And as she's talking with him, all of a sudden, like, he disappears from the ship. And none of the crew remembers him. And she's like, why don't you remember him? And they're all doing this mystery of trying to find him. And then more and more people off the ship start disappearing. And every time, Beverly's like, how do you not remember these people? And they're always like, because they never existed, Beverly. And it got to the point where the only one left on the ship is Picard and her. And Picard doesn't think it's weird that they're the only ones because the ship is automated anyways. It's no big deal. And then he disappears. She's all alone. Well, meanwhile, there's an alternate universe where Beverly is the only one that has disappeared, and they're all freaking out about how to find her. The Traveler guy appears. Wesley uses his magic, and they bring her back into their realm. The end.
Excellent. Legacy?
So here's the thing. I didn't see all your texts because you two were texting last night.
A little bit. It was late, but
it was late.
I think you're right to like this was kind of a cheesy episode, but at the same thing, it feels like more Star Trek than some of the other episodes we've gotten in terms of like a weird zany thing happens and only one person knows and they have to figure it out.
And they did a really good job up front when they were doing it that way to make it seem like she wasn't the issue. It's the things around her being the issue when she was actually the issue.
Right, because they showed it from her perspective, right?
And they gave no hints that there was something else going on really. Until the one flash where you could hear Wesley going, "Do we got her?" and you kind of go, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But I thought that it was a nice journey when they finally showed that it was actually her that disappeared. Right. I was like, all right, I like that. They did a nice job with that.
Yeah. It was her universe that was wrong, not their universe that was wrong. Yes. And then she created her own universe by her thoughts because the whole idea of she was worried about being alone, so she created a world in which she was alone. Which I think is actually kind of like a cool point of this episode is putting a real world mirror to our world is the people who spend their time worried about being alone end up alone because they're so worried about it that they push people away to a large extent because they're kind of like downers all the time or they're constantly like defensive about things or I don't know. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
There's a lot of good one-liners in this thing, too, where she's like, if there's nothing wrong with me, then maybe there's something wrong with the universe.
Yeah.
Or when she's the only person on the ship and she asks the ship, do I have the technical skills to be the only crew member on the ship? And it goes, negative.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there was the part where they forgot about Worf, the guy who never laughs, the tall guy, the Cleon. And they're just like, Or
Deanna likes chocolate and runs to that stuff. It was like a mini roast. I liked it.
Yep, exactly. Like trying to get Picard to remember all these people. How can you forget them? They existed.
My son. Give me back my son.
Give me back my son. That's a good movie, right?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Maybe it was too late, but it was cheesy. But I did like the premise.
I did too.
Like I agree with you. It was a very Star Trek premise.
Yes.
Which it's a Star Trek so it worked.
I feel like the part that hurt this episode the most was Wesley's B story with the Traveler.
Yes.
I felt like that was dumb.
I felt the same way about the Traveler and Wesley's storyline as I did in Signs when they introduced the monster. I lost all interest.
Exactly.
Up until that point in Signs, I was like, this movie is fantastic because it didn't really give you much. It was all feeling and it was just intense. And like the whole thing figuring out with Crusher, it was like, okay, I get it. And you're starting to figure out that plot. And it was becoming like that was building more intrigue as it went on.
Yeah.
And then they introduced the Traveler, and then they're just sitting at the table playing, like doing like dueling Stevie Wonder impressions.
Yeah.
And
if you watch him actually on the pad, he's missing it. Like
Wesley, he's missing everything.
He's missing everything. He's like hitting nothing. And you think they would have edited that out?
Well,
I mean, he's hitting like just
honestly,
like the black spaces, and it's like
honestly, it's the Traveler trying to make him feel good.
He's like, you're doing
you're
it.
Totally
you're
helping,
doing
dude. But that was added last minute. I read the
I did read
page.
that. Yeah.
you can tell.
They felt like they needed to add something like that. I'm like, no, I feel like you could have actually spent more time on Beverly lost in, like, because once they started disappearing quickly, they disappeared really quickly, right? Like the bridge crew and then Picard alone.
Yeah, because once it went down to it was just the old man.
Yeah.
Like just the old man was like
Jadzia Dex.
maybe a quarter of that storyline.
Yeah.
Like them figure it like, and then once they moved past him, like the half-life, it
just got shorter and shorter.
Shorter and shorter.
And you could have done something interesting like that where they do start to think she's crazy and then they put her in the brig, or they do, like they kind of like Picard is ultimate trust in her until the very end. And then finally at the end, he's like, no, I don't believe you anymore. Right?
So she's about to discuss her feelings from him, and Picard's like, whoop, gotta disappear.
Gotta go. Gotta go. It was a one-time thing. We were high on some drugs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We were in a warp bubble.
Couldn't the Traveler have? Couldn't Geordi and Wesley just kind of worked it out?
I feel like they should have.
It seemed like a stretch for the Traveler. I know they kind of explained it in the episode, but it was above my head.
To me they just like shoehorned it in, like they had to.
They definitely shoehorned it in. Reading
like, now there's a Traveler, and then it's like, this guy's here, and it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It just the Traveler part was stupid, and I thought detracted from an otherwise increasingly intriguing storyline with Beverly.
Yes.
It was nice to have a Beverly episode too, for her actually to do something.
Yeah.
Well, and can you imagine a world where people start disappearing and no one knows who they were, or even like Wesley disappears and no one even knows she had a son, right? Like, and she knows. That would be weird. Like if someone you loved disappeared.
I think most of the shit that happens on Star Trek, if it happened, would be weird.
I know it would be super weird, but like
you have an omnipotent being just showed up and was like, "I'm gonna play with you." That'd be weird.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'd be down for it. Actually,
you'd be down with the sickness.
I'd be down with the sickness.
So the old man was Bill Irwin.
Yep.
Who is he to you guys?
Bill Irwin is.
Don't look him up. Just when he was on screen, did you know who he was?
I did not. I knew his face, but I didn't know what he was in.
Okay.
I struggled with it. I was trying to place it too.
So he was in Home Alone. He was the old man when Kevin's mom is trying to get to the airport, and they're like trying to get the tickets from the old couple.
He's down to
like,
sell
what
it.
about your earrings? And he's like, you have all sorts of earrings.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Little dangly ones.
Yeah.
And when they do it, he goes, "Oh, all right." Like he's the old man.
Yeah. Was he in Naked Gun 2 or 3 or something?
I don't know.
Let me look. Bill Irwin. Here we go.
That's to me that's who he is.
That's
he's
how
the
you
old man
remember
in
him.
Home Alone.
Okay.
Good pull though.
That's a really good pull. He was in Who's the Boss as Santa Claus.
He was in Naked Gun.
Highway to Heaven, Growing Pains, various characters in Growing Pains. Star Trek The Next Generation, Quantum Leap, Full House. Wow, he did a lot of one-offs. Holy cow.
You make a career of it. Good for you.
He did. Holy cow, did he make a career out of it.
He's got grandpa face.
But I don't know that he ever had like a
starring role.
Yeah. But to me, he's the old man in Home Alone.
My gosh, this is like incredible what he did in television. He was in Naked Gun 33 1/3. Huh. Yeah, Home Alone.
Oh, he was in an episode of King of Queens.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
tying this back to Star Trek, he was in an episode of Suddenly Susan.
That's amazing.
Oh, okay, so there's two, now that I'm thinking of it, there's two things that he's the old man. He's always been like an old man, but so he's the old man, and the first time I remember him, what sticks in my brain is Home Alone. But there's an episode of Seinfeld where Jerry and Elaine and George all sign up to be like to work with old people.
Yes!
And he's one of the old people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's I think his name is I don't remember his name.
Sidney Fields.
Yes. Did you remember it or did you look it up?
I looked it up.
Oh.
But
yes, he's one of the, I think he's one of the old men because I remember them at the end of the or midway and at the end, like him and the other old man, George and Jerry's men are eating soup and stuff. Yeah. He's the one who's they knocked his dentures into the garbage disposal. Kramer
must have been a guest star.
Kramer and Newman were stealing his records and going selling them. Yeah.
Nice.
Those are his two credits to me.
That's amazing. Okay, I knew I recognized him, but I just couldn't pinpoint it where. But thanks for that. Okay. Anything else from Remember Me, or should we move on to the next episode? Legacy it is. Okay.
I feel like this episode has a little more to talk about than...
All right, the Legacy responds to a distress call from a freighter, which is over the planet Turkana 4. Why do we know Turkana 4? That was where a former member of the Enterprise crew was from.
The other doctor?
No, Tasha Yar. Tasha Yar. Not Pulaski. Not Pulaski. Good guess, though. Good guess. So they go to this planet, and they're expecting it to be terrible and horrible because she described it that way. They land on the planet, and it really isn't that bad. I mean, there's two factions warring, but that's about it. They meet with a later Hayne who says, hey, the other faction has your survivors, and we'll help you get them, but you got to give us something in return. And Hayne contacts the Enterprise and says, by the way, we have someone you might want to meet. Her name is Ishara Yar. And it's Tasha Yar's sister.
Yar.
Ishara Yar hates her sister. She says she abandoned them and was very upset with her. Picard's like, no, your sister was great. Data's like, no, your sister was great. It's you who sucks. And she's like, yeah, I do kind of suck. Maybe I should join Starfleet. Turns out she doesn't actually want to join Starfleet. She's just using them so that they can attack the other side. So she helps them get their people, but then she turns on them so she can attack the other side. Data says, you're going to have to kill me to make that happen. And she's like, I will kill you. She shoots at him and misses.
Zap.
Point blank range. Riker pops in, zaps her and says, ooh, she set this to kill.
Yar.
They end up sending Ishara back to her planet because they're like, look, this is our fault. We tried to make her someone she wasn't. This is on us. Ashara claims that Data was the closest thing she had to a friend. Episode ends.
Yar.
Beth Toussaint, a little bit of a smoke show.
Yeah. I think the Yar gene pool is quite nice.
It's strong.
Are there any other sisters? Is it just the two?
Yeah, Beth.
Because one's dead and one is, I think not in the area on the crazy hot scale that you want.
Yeah. She's a smoke show. Though when you look her up on anything else, she's not as much of a smoke show. Like, I don't know. She is in that, but beyond that, like, I don't know. She's solid, but she's not a smoke show. She's got the 80s look to her. That's what it is.
She looked like what's her name from Terminator 2?
Sarah Connor. Yeah. A little bit. She's got that.
Linda Hamilton.
Yes.
She's got that same haircut. Yeah.
And she got a very similar face to Linda Hamilton as well.
Yes.
Especially at the time that she had that look in this episode.
Yeah.
Is that Star Trek's first like cat suit, or is what?
No, because Deanna Troi.
I was going to ask,
Troy wears a cat suit,
does Troy
doesn't she?
count as a cat suit?
It's a one piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Troy is the cat suit woman, but like that cat suit fit very tightly.
That's like 7 to 9 territory.
Yeah, it really was.
Speaking of Troy, I thought this was a bad episode for her.
Terrible.
So not only the main storyline, but given what she does, she should be a way better poker player.
Yeah, she's terrible. If she does her job good in this, they're fine.
Yeah.
Or Riker's just a great liar.
But then she's bad at her job, because if Riker can lie better than any of the weekly interactions they have outside of the ship. She should be able to read.
And they said they can't. And they said before she can't turn it off, right?
No, she can kind of turn it off.
I don't know. The first few episodes of season 1, she certainly wasn't.
Oh yeah, she's emotional as hell.
Yeah,
But then you get into the main storyline, which I thought, I don't know if it was intentional or if it was just a clever happenstance that sort of mirrored, like the main storyline sort of mirrored the poker game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Which that was a pretty cool cold opening, actually.
It was.
I really liked that. And him doing the card trick to Data and Data figuring it out right away was pretty good.
He's got some good processing speed.
Yeah.
Because I watched that scene again to see if I could see.
And Data bluffed him, right? Because he didn't have anything. He had, if you looked at his cards, he had like a random hodgepodge of cards.
Data bluffed,
did they say that, or did they cut it off so Riker could do the trip because Riker thought he was going to lose? I thought.
I thought the opening. I mean, he kept betting up, and Riker folded.
Yeah,
and then
that's the point. Is Riker would always lie about it,
and then Data put his cards in. He didn't show him.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that he was bluffing.
I think Data was bluffing too. I think he was, because that's the whole why he says he's getting good at this game thing. Yeah. But you're right. I think the card game mirrors the episode a lot. Like, they're all making assumptions based off of what they want the situation to be rather than what the actual reality is. Like, they've assumed Ishara Yar will be just like Tasha, and she's nothing like Tasha.
Yeah, they're getting bluffed. They're
attached to the idea of this person.
Well, there's a quote at the end of this. It says, Picard said, I think it was, wanted to see more of Tasha and this woman. Perhaps we saw more than that was there. And I took that quote, and I think we've all had that person in our life where we wanted to see that person, but in all reality, there's like a glorification of that person, and we duped ourselves.
And then when we get hurt, we are mad at that person when we really should be angry at ourselves because we created that image in the first place.
I mean, some people straight up dupe us, to be honest with you. And I think that stuck with me yesterday for some reason. Sorry.
Yeah.
As I was watching the episode. Actually, it was the end of the episode, so I guess with the end of the episode.
Did you watch the episode right after the other one?
Mm-hmm.
I did too. I watched them back to back.
Yes, sir. Late night.
I watched my episodes at like 6 o'clock, 6 to 8.
That is responsible. What I do is irresponsible.
Hey, at least they're fresh in your brain. Right?
Because a lot of times I watch them as early in the week as possible because I don't know how the end of the week's going to turn out.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
If I have a window of time, I usually kind of try to fit it in there. Yeah. I did not have that window of time this week, so I had to do it last minute.
So, yeah, I watched the first one late last night, and then I set my alarm for 6:30 this morning.
Jesus Christ, the Latter-day Saints.
A couple things about this episode. So Ishara Yar, that comment where she's like, Data, you were the closest thing I've had to friendship I've ever had.
Don't believe it.
I think she's full of crap.
I do too.
Yeah, as Kirk once said, don't believe him. Don't trust him.
She's not a Klingon, though.
Let them die.
What has she done over the course of the episode to give her the benefit of the doubt?
Right, she was lying to him the entire...
She almost shot him with a goddamn phaser.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. You were my friend. I was going to kill you. My gosh. Come on. And would that phaser have even killed Data? It wouldn't have.
A phaser send and kill? I think it does. I think it goes, boop, get you. Circuitries.
I don't know. Ask Riker.
No, Riker looked at the thing and said, set to kill, bro.
I thought I thought she was going to die in this episode. I thought they were going to kill her off.
They should have.
I think it had more point not to, because they all got fooled.
I think that would have been a good reason to kill her. Like, we never would have done this to Tasha, but like this woman is not Tasha.
Oh, you think the Enterprise crew should have killed her?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that fits in there.
No, I mean, once they captured her, they're not going to kill her.
A lot
of no, not at that point, but like they would have had to do something that would result in her death or something like that.
Yeah.
Not like a flat out kill her, but like...
Let's beam her into space,
like an unfortunate casualty.
Like the bomb that she set, like she set, like she gets stuck with it and they're like, look, come with us. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And they're like, come on. And then she dies in it.
See, that's still her dying by happenstance. I think it's better that she lived so the crew can kind of see the error of their ways.
Well, and also, so that sticks with Ishara too. I screwed up bad, and these people still let me go. Like, that says something about who the Federation is. I think, to me, I look at it like the long game. Like, when Picard let her go, I didn't even think about, oh, this was on us and we should let her go. I think of more of like, if we want these people to ever trust again, we got to show them that we're better than that, than what they are.
Yep.
That's the way I took it initially.
But in that, a lot of things they did were out of character. Like jumping. Well, first of all, Riker didn't try to nail her.
Yeah,
that was another note that I had.
I mean, that's a little strange, isn't it?
That is a little strange. That is.
I mean, given the way that we opened our commentary on this episode, in like critiquing her
about
her
Beth
look
Toussaint. She's a good-looking lady.
It is very out of character.
It is very out of character for him. A woman in a cat suit.
Yeah.
Come on, Riker.
You know he does the wardrobe, right?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, we got something for you.
Yeah, I got an outfit for you. Well, I wear a size 10. Too bad we got a size 1.
Yeah.
Put it on.
He's like, I know already. I've scanned.
Just so you know, you cannot wear underwear with this cat suit.
Yeah. Like
underwear will not fit.
I really don't think you can you? It's got to be.
I don't know.
You don't, because you don't want the underwear lines, do you?
You don't want the underwear lines.
Let's wear cat suits on the cruise and find out.
Let's wear a cat suit. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like I'm curious what the answer to that question is, but I never would want to ask that to a woman who's had to wear a cat suit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you know,
do you think a woman would wear underwear with a bathing suit?
No.
So then there's your answer. Do you wear underwear with a bathing suit?
No.
Okay.
But I don't. It doesn't.
It's a one piece.
What's underwear?
It's essentially a one-piece bathing suit, isn't it?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
Maybe with legs.
Yeah, I suppose.
So I would imagine.
Gosh, I would be comfortable filming all day in something like that, though. Wouldn't
No,
it?
it would be terrible.
No, it would.
It probably hurts your back the way it kind of
like scrunches everything.
Yeah.
The
because
smell
your
in
body.
that thing.
Well, because your body doesn't naturally take its place. It sort of like cinches your body into an unnatural position.
And furthermore, about Troy, how did she not click in that this broad was lying to him?
That's what I was saying. That like,
because she did mention at some point there was some deception.
It's murky or whatever she said.
No, it wasn't murky.
Yeah.
Right after that, she went in the room and said, "Yeah, I fooled him."
Yeah, there were some really good shots in this episode, though, weren't there?
I think like a whole battle scene and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
was like
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
It felt like they had a little bit of budget in this episode.
It did. It did feel like they had a little bit of budget. Yeah.
I thought the budget was in the. I liked the budget in the first episode. There were some shots in the first episode, especially some outside the ship shots.
Oh yeah, when they were leaving the starbase and everything.
You could see in the window people walking, and there were some really nice shots. In Remember Me,
like even how they were shooting Crusher as she was getting sucked into that vortex, which she did her own stunts, by the way, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, in that first episode, yeah.
I think that's a stretch to call that a stunt.
Well, in Hollywood, it's probably a stunt.
She jumped.
She got pulled up and was sideways.
Yeah, she was sideways for one, where they were pulling her into the vortex.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
All right, good for Bev.
Yeah.
That's not her name. Her name is Gates.
And furthermore, for the out of character for Starfleet, they removed the implant. Doesn't that seem like it affects the course of that
civilization? Yeah.
That's
well, and there's a lot of interference by the Federation here. Like,
yeah,
I understand you want to save your crew, but like the way you're doing it, you're interfering big time, right?
The implant bugged me the most in the long run. No, it's like, wait, we're jumping right to this.
I thought that's how they should have killed her, like the game Operation.
Oh yeah,
because you can't.
Yeah, you don't want to hit the side, or else it's.
You don't want to let it hit air, or else it blows her to smithereens, which is what I think they should have done.
Yeah.
So another question about Data.
Mm-hmm.
Does he confuse sex for closeness?
No.
Were they that close?
Him and Tasha? Yeah, they were pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they were. I feel like the reason that they did what they did was because they got to be so close.
Or
I feel like he
was fully functional.
He was fully functional
in all ways.
No, because I feel like he was close with what's her name? I forget her sister.
Ishara.
Ishara. He became, in his way, close with her. Like he
used to her. In his words.
And to me that was close. That was intimacy. And I never felt like there was any sexual tension between the two of them.
No. I'm just talking about like him and Tasha more than anything.
Oh, okay.
His sex. Did he confuse that for closeness with Tasha?
I don't know that he confused
close with
it.
Tasha,
I couldn't recall.
But I feel like
it just seemed like as close as they were. It always seemed like Worf and Riker were always like more camaraderie with her than Data was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was part of the problem with Tasha's character. They didn't know how to write her, right? So they didn't know.
They didn't know how to write much back then.
No, they did not. There is a very big difference in quality between this season and the first season.
I don't know anything.
It's still the same. It's still the same crap. This was also the 80th episode of The Next Generation, which broke the previous high of 79 episodes by the original series.
Yep.
So this officially has now outlasted the original series.
Yep.
Impressive.
Not as impressive as 200, but
I know. I mean, scoreboard Star Trek shows.
Yeah, but
you got as far as 179.
To be fair, it must not be that impressive because we did not remember.
I remembered
last week.
Not until halfway into the episode. Hey, what can you do?
It was like the way we record. It's like a quarter of the episode.
Yeah,
that's true.
What is with Worf always getting shit on when he has an idea? So,
Dr.
Crusher's going to go down the planet, and he's like, "Yeah, maybe going down to this
I think it's the deep voice
rape party thing. Maybe we don't bring the Doctor." And yeah, I mean, there's valid points to bringing her down.
She's like, I can handle myself.
Or how about not the? Maybe he should have said maybe not the head doctor for the ship. Maybe we should bring one of the
although
B
she
or
didn't
C
have a crew
doctors.
last episode,
She
so
did.
Yeah.
So they
may have taken some time to reassemble her crew.
Maybe they didn't come back.
Yeah. Listen, we got everybody back except for your crew.
So
except for your staff.
So you are the only doctor on the ship,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Whoops.
For maybe 1,000 patients.
Maybe bring the doctor down that we don't like. Just saying.
Yeah.
Pulaski. Call Pulaski.
Hey, Pulaski, we need you back on the ship for an away mission.
Yeah. It's very dangerous,
Yeah.
just so you know.
It's also very important. There's nobody else that we could think of who we'd
You're
rather have on this mission.
Are you guys leaving? Yep, just stay here.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right.
Maybe that's what happened in between seasons. Is they beamed her down to the planet. They're like, see ya.
And they just forgot her. Yeah. And then season 7, the finale, they like go back to the planet and they're like, oh!
Is it because he's a Klingon? They just think like he's not a critical thinker. He's more blunt.
Brute, yeah.
But it's just like, I think it's lazy writing more than anything. It's just a way for the command structure to shut him down. It's like, I mean, like Picard, Riker, everybody does it. It's basically they're saying, shut up, Worf.
Well, I think it's a way of showing like the Klingon, like his Klingonness tends to come out where he automatically resorts to like.
Well, there was the episode a couple ago where they're like, we should raise shields. And they're like, no, but they should have raised shields.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worf is the idiot. Just like.
He's kind of doing his job saying the security in that aspect and bringing her down.
It's lacking, yeah.
Riker could have said, you know what?
Security officer.
It's like, bro, we need a doctor. Mm-hmm. And then Worf should have said, well, bring like the nighttime doctor. Bring the urgent care doctor on the bridge.
Bring the nighttime doctor.
One last small point. It is nice to see O'Brien getting a little more screen time.
Dude, he's in more episodes of this than he was DS9.
At this point, right? But he's not getting beat up on this one like he is in DS9. Except for like she immediately suspects that something's wrong with him and starts getting him scanned.
It's because he's Irish.
Yeah.
He was just drunk. He was drunk the whole time.
Drunk the whole time.
I know. That bottle of liquor comes up and he's like, hey, Riker, can I get that?
All right, gentlemen, let's go to some ratings of episodes. Let's start off with.
I rate them each a 5.
Remember Me. Do you really? 5s?
No.
Gosh, you always do that and it catches me each time. These are tough because I think, again, Remember Me, I view as almost 2 episodes. The first half hour, really good. The last 15 minutes, terrible, because that's when they introduced the guy.
I really enjoyed it. I thought I had fun watching it. I'm going to give it a 7.
7? See, I give the first half of the episode an 8 and the last 15 minutes like a 4. So I don't know how to average that out.
That's 6.
No, that's if both half hour was equal.
Add them up, divide by 2.
No, it's not divided by 2 because it's not the equal amount of time.
The first half hour is weighted. This is where weighted grades come in.
Yeah, exactly.
That always fucked me up. Like, this is weighted. This is weighted as 80% of your. Oh, now
what
I have
does
to
that
do
even
more
mean?
math. Yeah.
It's like in college where they're like, yeah, we grade on a scale. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Whose scale?
All right, I give it a 6.5.
I think that's where I'm at. 6.5. The dueling Stevie Wonders. It just
it does throw you out of the episode a little.
I think it would have been 7.5 if it wasn't for some of that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It would have been a much better episode.
Legacy.
Ooh. Now this one I struggle with more because a lot of the quote unquote plot holes distracted me along the way.
I'm a 6 for this one.
I'm gonna go 5.5.
I think I'll go with 6 as well.
Okay.
I wish it was a little bit better so we could do the old added 6.9, but
Yeah.
what can you do?
She's got the cat suit on.
It wasn't good enough to be a 7.
No, it's not good enough to be a 7. It's okay.
No, it's an enjoyable watch.
So far, like this season is kind of lulled after you have a family. It's kind of
we're still early in the season too.
Yeah,
it's what episodes 5 and 6.
Yeah,
so.
But we're getting in the more of the classic Star Trek episodes that I remember now. Like,
do you remember me?
All
right, well, Happy New Year's, gentlemen.
Happy 200.
200 episodes.
200.
Who cares about the New Year's?
Yeah, but it coincides. We
I know we
planned this.
Yeah, I know.
All the way back in episode 100.
Yeah,
we did.
We paced this bitch out.
Actually, we planned it all the way back in episode 199.
Yes, it's true.
Exactly. So happy New Year. Happy episode 200. Call or text us 734-494-0980. We'd love to hear from you. We want to hear all the info you can give
I want to
us.
hear your New Year's resolutions. That's what I want to hear.
Crickets.
Well, yeah.
Fine.
Tell us New Year resolutions. 734-494-0980.
You guys have any?
No.
No, I don't
do New
Didn't I
Year's.
ask you last week and
Yeah.
you shot me
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Sons of bitches.
Yep. Joe, what's yours? That's what he wants.
You got to talk shit. You're not going to come up with one.
No, more family time and less work, better work-life balance.
Yes, that's a good answer for you.
That is a
Yes.
great answer.
That's a very good answer.
We should all try for
look,
that.
it's Cole's outro music by Cole's album, January 31st.
That's not on the album. That was recorded
This
for us.
isn't on the album, but
No.
it's Cole's outro music, and I just remembered to buy
If this was on the album, that'd be great. People would be like, "That's how we made the album."
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly. There
That's
you
the
go.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians outro.
Yeah.
It's a hidden track.
Thanks for tuning
Very
in.
hidden.
This was Nick, Rob, and Joe. Thanks for keeping up with us. We love y'all. Bye.
What does this have to do with Rob jerking me off?
Stop it!
Wake up, Claire! Jim's dead! They're dead! They're all